All right, and a very good day to everyone tuning in, and welcome to our Live at MB webinar. All right, this webinar is specially catered to all Orange Tea and Thai agents and our beloved clients to get to know more about Live at MB and why it is going to be the hottest launch for 2022. So some of the topics that we will be discussing about today will be the Singapore property outlook in 2022, as well as will East Coast properties be the best district to invest in. So without further ado, let us welcome Project IC to present to you Live at MB Consumer Webinar. Over to you, Vincent.
Thank you, Raymond. Good day to everybody. Okay, so today is a wonderful day. So I'll be presenting to you on this Live MB, but more important, I'm going to tell you some trend. So let's take a look at today's content. Today I'll be covering Singapore property outlook in 2022. I also will be touching on could East Coast District 15 could be the best district to invest in 2022. So let's take a recap on last year, 2021, what happened to Singapore property market. So we can see from the article from URA report in January this year that Singapore home prices jumped 10.6% in 2021, and the rent also surged almost 10% for last year. Wonderful for homeowners last year. And of course, those with more cash, actually, if you have bought more last year, the price will have gone up. So everybody who didn't buy last year or want to buy some more will be wondering, this year, what is going to happen, right? So this year, the crystal ball, okay, of the last 10 years trend, as you can see, after the TDSR, actually the price hovered down all the way until 2017. Before, after that, it started to go up again. And during this time, this small dip over here is because of COVID. But immediately after, once the COVID restriction is lifted, you can see that a lot of the property price was just start to move, okay? And now we are here. Okay, so let's take a look. So from there, everybody will be asking, is the property going to go up? Is the property going to stay flat? Or maybe there is some correction that's coming down now, okay? So these are some questions that a lot of people will be wondering. So let's see what's going to be the case. Currently, there are a few concerns that many people always will ask, and I summarize these few that are the most frequently asked. So one of them is like asking, hey, COVID-19, it's not really totally gone, right? It can come back, there's always new strain, how are we going to deal with it, all this? Let's take a look later how government actually advise us. Cooling measures, oh my gosh, from last December, one cooling measures come. That one is like 11 plus. Then right now, recently, just only last week, you can see that there is one that comes out at almost 12 midnight. So there's no time to react when the measures come. And is it going to be going to bring down the price for all these cooling measures? Later we'll discuss. Singapore economy. Is Singapore economy still strong? Is it still healthy? Are we going into recession or like what PMD last week say that maybe the whole world is going into recession? Okay, let's take a look. Interest rate, oh my. Fed actually have increased interest rate last week by 0.5. So they're saying that there's another 5 to 6 more this year. So with that, is it going to be like interest rate is going to be so high that it's very hard for us to service our interest for all the properties in Singapore? Are people, because of the high interest rate, going to start to, are they going to dump their properties, or are they still going to hold? Okay. Inflation, wow, this year 2022. Do you agree? Inflation is real, right? Every time when we go out with the same amount of money, we can buy less things. Our petrol always has been going up for the last few months. So our utility also have been. So later, let's take a look at this and how it affects the property. Demand and supply. Okay, this is one of the most crucial one. Demand and supply, we know that prices of property, it heavily depends on the demand and supply. So later, when we zoom into this part, I'll expand and actually share with you all more of the demand and supply in Singapore. Some of them have a big concern because they are thinking that, hey, where District 15 is dominated by freehold properties. 99 years, will they not outperform them, or will they underperform there? Later, I'll show you some examples to actually justify how are the properties of 99 and freehold doing around there. So let's take a look. COVID-19, Omicron in Singapore 2022. First, we must always listen to our Prime Minister. Okay, so PMD actually have said on March 24th that actually they are opening up, okay, From then, they have said that they are opening up, border reopening and more. So now, about 1.5 months later, is that happening or did they actually go back on their work? So actually, we can see once a Singapore government have decided on certain things, and as long as it's status quo conditions, things will proceed as per normal. So that is what happened in Singapore. There is one article also say that Singapore announced significant relaxation of COVID-19 protocols. So as you can see in Asia country, right, Singapore has been one of those that are one of the first to actually impose very heavy restriction on our mask mandate, on our outdoor restrictions, on the number of people who can dine in, dine out, all this. So when they say that we actually relax, right, you can see that the government really consider very heavily to actually make this move. Okay, so to make us able to travel now also. Next, we talk about the current cooling measures. Okay, cooling measures, one thing, when they come out, they always have something, they always try to put this word called measures to promote a stable and sustainable property market. So remember, they are actually going to promote a stable and sustainable. So they also know how is the economy back at the mind. So when they actually make adjustment to cooling measures, right, they actually want the market to be more stable. When it's more stable, we are talking about they want to have a steadily slow growth. Okay, not a very high growth. 1 year 10%, frankly speaking, is a bit too high. Okay, imagine 1 year 10%, 2 year 20%. After you accumulated enough money, frankly speaking, the price have went up so much that you are unable to afford. So they need to make sure that it's in tandem with like GDP growth, okay, the salary income of the people in Singapore. So then it will be a more sustainable property market. Okay, so what is the measures that actually came up in December? You can see that actually there's only for first property, no change. So for usually for first property for Singapore citizen and PR, there's no change. It's still no additional ABSD. Okay, for permanent residents, it's still 5%. It's just second and third property onwards. Because if everybody buy their second and third property, right, you'll realize that actually they'll cause a big upswing. Why? Government also know about the demand and supply in Singapore, and they know that they have to make adjustment before the whole market actually react to that. So you see second property increased from 12 to 17, third is from 15 to 25. Okay, for the PR, the second property is 15 to 25, third is 15 to 30. Foreigners upfront, instead of 20%, now pay 30%. Okay, but you will see that foreigners are still buying into Singapore property. So there's a reason, and I'll be sharing that. For entities, right, they'll be 25% to 35%. Okay. So TDSR is a wonderful thing in Singapore that actually helps to control in case of there's any economy downturn or what. Because with TDSR, the buyers of property market, they won't be over leveraging. As long as they are not over leveraging, there won't be a lot of for sale. Okay, so if let's say they have already have a few properties, and if they want to take another second, third loan, right, this TDSR will actually make sure that their income is able to sustain straight the installment. Okay, then for the third one is actually the reduced LTV. That's for HDB. Okay, so let's take a look. Singapore GDP growth for 2022. How is it? Okay, let's hear it from the Ministry of Trade and Industry, MTI. On February 17, they actually announced that Singapore for 2021 have expanded by 7.6. It's very high. Okay, 7.6% is very high GDP growth, and they expect this year the GDP growth will be 3 to 5, and even 3 to 5 is actually quite high for a country like Singapore, because they usually like 1.5 to 2 point something, 3% the max. So if anything more than 3 is actually growing too very fast. They are very worried that the whole Singapore, right, some of the people will start to run, and a lot of people cannot catch up. So they have to have a moderation around that. But this year, nevertheless, they are still saying 3 to 5. So meaning that Singapore is still going to move pretty fast in 2022. And the result come out on 14th of April, that you can see based on the advanced estimate, Singapore economy actually grow by 3.4% in the first quarter of 2022. So now we are still in line. So Singapore GDP growth, healthy. Singapore interest rate. Okay, everybody now say that US, since US has increased the interest rate, okay, Singapore interest rate is going to be high again, and how is it going to affect us? So if we look at our past 25 years trend, right? The interest rate in Singapore, how high was the high? The high was about 4%, 4 point something, okay? After which, from year 2000 onwards, you have never exceed 3.5. That's why right now, if you take a look, for the TDSR, they use an interest rate of 3.5%. So they are actually taking the upper limit to calculate TDSR for every borrower in Singapore. So for the last 20 over years that haven't exceed 3.5, and for the longest time after Lehman Brothers happened, interest rate have been hovering quite near to zero. Okay, until somewhere in 2015, then it started to creep up a bit and then come down. 2017, it went up to 2. And after that, because of COVID, it came down. So right now is the time whereby it's going to go up. So how much is it going to go up, and how is it going to affect us? Just by looking at the interest rate alone, it doesn't tell a story. So what I do is that I have put it against Singapore Price Index, PPI, to let you see the difference. Okay, if you look at the correlationship for the last 25 years of interest rate versus the property price index, you can see an interesting fact. A lot of people say when interest rate goes up, property price come down. Okay, that's for a normal market like maybe US, a big market like Australia, UK, all this. But Singapore is something very interesting. Take a look at our interest rate. Because our interest rate is not determined by Singapore government, it's affected by the US interest. Okay, so because of Fed interest rate, it affects our interest rate. But every time when you do that, right, you look at the correlation. When interest rate goes up, what happened to our property price? Okay, from 98 to 2000, you see, did it go up? When the interest rate comes down, it just come down a bit until here is the SARS period. And over here, there's this period where it goes up, okay, because we are recovering from SARS. But eventually, once we are out from SARS, we actually also went up until somewhere around here. The interest rate came down because of the Lehman Brothers. So there is a correction. And after the Lehman Brothers, what happened in 2009 is that the whole world started to print money. The whole world started to have a lot of excess liquidity into the market. Remember, US took 5 years to print out $3 trillion into US economy, and it caused the whole world to actually go up, because the whole world, actually a lot of countries also printed money to actually get more liquidity. So during the 2009 all the way until 2013-14, okay, the price has been hovering up. This down is an artificial down, because remember, it's not caused by inflation, it's not caused by high interest rate or whatever. It's caused by our Singapore having this TDSR in 2013. So there is a slight down. This is to cool down the market. And until recently, right, you can see after COVID-19, right now, yeah, interest rate is expected to go up, but you can see that our price are starting to go up. So what actually caused this upswing this time around? Let's explore the next thing called inflation rate. Okay, everybody knows that inflation, during a high inflation, what is the best hedge against inflation? Definitely property. Everybody has been saying that, like chanting it. But frankly speaking, why is it that property is always the best hedge against inflation? And what's the relationship? Okay, it's a long story, but just to summarize, what I do is that this is Singapore inflation rate for the last 25 years. Again, just by looking at it, maybe it doesn't tell a story. So I have to compare it with the Singapore price index. So take a look at at inflation rate. When there's increasing inflation rate, like from 98 until 2001, you look at the inflation rate going up, look at the price go up. 2006, 2007, we have a tremendous high inflation rate. It hit almost 7% at 2008, 2007, 2008. You look at the property price, okay? This downturn is caused by Lehman Brothers. This kind of crisis is very sudden, caught everybody unaware. Okay, so when interest rate again in end of 2009 go up, what happened to Singapore property price? Inflation rate, this inflation rate goes up. What happened to Singapore property price? It goes up again. Okay, so is it true? I think in Singapore, relatively, it's very true that when high inflation rate, you will see that everybody buying into property price will move up. Okay, after it move up, you can see that right now we are back into this zone. And there is a very magical number for inflation rate to be very significant that affect property is 3%. At 3%, you will start to see prices go up very fast, very fast. Today, where are we right now? Okay, at end of last year, early this year, we are already at 4%. 4% today. From early last year to now, did you see the prices of your daily product, of everything? Is it still moving upwards? So it will remain high this year. And when it remain high, take a look. What will happen to our property price? You can see the correlationship, and you should guess where is it heading up, right? It should be heading up. So one interesting thing is that you need to understand in Singapore, how does our government actually fight inflation rate? Okay, unlike in US, you can see that straight away, because of the high inflation rate, they got no choice, they have to adjust the interest rate. But not so for Singapore. How do we do it? Let's take a look at this article. Singapore actually used monetary policy to fight inflation as growth slowed in the first quarter. Okay, so you can see that on 13th of April this year, okay, in Router, they actually have this article to say how this reported. Actually, in fact, government also have tell us that they are increasing our monetary policy. What is it? It's our our basket, our money, our currency against other major currency that they want it to go up. Okay. Okay, it's reported that Singapore Central Bank tightened its monetary policy. Okay, you move it upwards. Okay, you can see that there's this word called the nominal effective exchange rate, called NER. Okay, right now they let it float upwards. Okay, after once they report this in April. Okay, again, Vincent, where is the proof? What is the proof that actually shows it really moved upwards? I show you this this trend. I just extracted this morning, so you can see it's very current. That Sing dollar, US dollar versus Sing dollar. Okay, if you can see, right, last year most of the time is hovering around 1.34, 1.35, and somewhere in April this year they start to announce. This year they start to this last year about 1.35 there, about plus minus. Okay, then after that come this year, it's still also around 1.35 until in April, right? In April they say what they are going to let it float upwards, and look, from 1.35 until today, you have moved up about 3%. 3% in one month is pretty high for currency exchange. So actually, when you hear the news and if you know currency exchange, actually that's a good time to actually park your money in Sing dollar, US change to Sing dollar for it to float up. So will it continue to go up? As long as it's high inflation, Singapore government will have to let it float up. Okay, and this is very good for who? For Singaporeans who are traveling. So right now you see that when you are going to major other countries, right, you'll start to see that Sing dollars we can actually exchange more. In fact, I think recently, last few weeks, we see that Singapore hit a high exchange rate against who? Malaysia. So now we go in, now we are exchanging at 3.15. So we can see that Sing dollar actually rise during this period. Very good, and that is how Singapore used to control inflation rate in Singapore. Okay, next, let's take a look at this economic 101. Demand and supply. Okay, everybody knows this fact. This is a fact and can't change, just like the sun will just rise from the east and set at the west. This is a fact that in demand and supply economics, right? When the demands fall and the supplies rise, what happened to the price? Okay, on the left side of here, you can see that over here, the price will fall. This is called what? Oversupply. Okay, when it's oversupply, the price will fall. And on this right side, we'll see that when the demand rise and the supply falls, what happened to the price? It will go up. What is called is over demand. When there's heavy demand, price must go up because buyers are willing to pay more. Okay, so are we on the right side or are we on the left side? So take a look at our demand and supply. Very important. Take a look at the demand first. This is from our Orange Tea Market Analytics Suite. That we have this data that we consolidated from the developer, that every month how many units were launched. Okay, you see, wow, last year January, wow, a lot was launched. Okay, then after February, very little, a lot, very little. Just by looking at this data, frankly speaking, not significant and very hard to analyze. So I bring in another chart that this is the developer sales, what is launched and what is left unsold. This will actually clearly tell you how much supply are there in the market. So as we can see, for January last year, all the way until February this year, you can see there's a steadily decrease. Okay, steadily decrease. That means supply is dropping. Supply has been dropping. Okay, how significant this drop is, I will explain shortly. But you can see that it has been dropping, meaning the trend is going down. If nothing is done, do you think that you'll go to a stage whereby Singapore developer got no more stock for any buyers to buy? Could it be the case? And when that happen, is it very scary? Okay, I don't think that will happen, but we'll see what will happen even it goes down slightly lower. Okay, so that's for some of the supply part. You say, Vincent, the economy, maybe I don't feel confident. I don't think there's many demands, but how come you keep telling me that there's a lot of demand? So let's analyze where does all the demands come from. Okay, must remember there's one big growing group of private buyers. They are the young professionals. Young professionals, I will have statistics to show you their salaries and how fast they can actually borrow a substantial loan. Okay, for those parents and grandparents staying nearby a development and want their children to stay nearby, I can tell you they got a lot of help. Okay, normally all these young people, when the parents or grandparents are nearby, you will see that a lot of them are actually buying for them. That's why there is this trust issue that last week we see that the government actually tried to plug the loophole. Many people are buying in trust for their grandchildren, even for grandchildren not born, or even grandchildren with condition, then they want to give them the property. So government actually knows about this, which is quite prevailing over the last few years after all the ABSD come out, that they have decided to plug that hole. Okay, plugging that hole, is it good for the economy? Yes, because if not, these super rich people are the one buying non-stop. And really, as long as they can put everything into a trust, when they come out and buy again, they are always the first timer. So the super rich people come out not paying ABSD. Some of the people around here and us, we will be paying ABSD because we don't know how to do this trust. So the trust actually is a wonderful thing that actually they have parked their property under to come out to buy again. So this one is something. Upgraders, people who sold their house, want to move to new condos, all this. Everybody like new, so this is something always there. Children going to nearby school, okay, along the East Coast area, are they very good schools? Yes, they are, and we can explore that. Investors, okay, investors, interestingly, later I have statistics to show investors why District 15 is a no-brainer, sure go up place for the next few years. Foreigners, oh my gosh, foreigners, where is the foreigners' favorite playground to buy all this? Let me analyze and also show you later. So first thing, let's take a look at university grads starting pay. This is something I think some of us know, but we don't know how significant it is. So let me just break down this for you. This is in the year, or this is a year of 2009. They did this survey on all the fresh grad when they first come out. What is their starting pay? So during about 13 years ago, the starting pay is hovering between 2,500 to 3,000. You can see this band. Okay, 3,000, 2,005. This band. Most of the pay are there. What's happening now after 11 years? Take a look at the starting pay. You can rarely see anything that's near 2005 and nothing below 2005. Okay, and most of their starting pay are hovering around 3,005, okay, to the 4,000, 5,000 region. Okay, and I have heard quite a lot of them in the IT and in the banking. They are fetching between 7 to 10 over 1,000. Okay, so this is the interesting thing about fresh grad, that their pay are so high. Why is that so? Because imagine if their yearly increment is between 5 to 10%. If your starting pay, you start off at about 2005, or averagely, let's put it at 2007, it takes you about maybe between 12 to 14 years to hit that magic number of 6,002 to 6,005 for you to qualify for a 750K loan for 30 years. Okay, so it takes, last time, people in 2009, when they first graduate, they take about maybe 12 to 15 years, which is only until now. Then maybe their pay is now around 6,000 plus for them to buy a private property of $1 million. But for those that graduated in around 2020, okay, because their starting pay is averagely, let's put it like 4,000, 4,500. They only take how many years to reach 6,002 to 6,005? They take about 5 years. Imagine by 2025, all these fresh grad, they can easily afford a $1 million property. I mean, I'm saying, whoa, suddenly you see how within a short span, every young couples, they are able to come in. And we are talking about, usually that is one person. That's why you see a young couple owning a HDB flat. Both of them are graduates working. After when they HDB MOP, one seller become two buyers buying two private property. So you can see that this growing trend is happening the last few years, and it has been increasing, and that has been so. And because they are young, they are more stable with their job, so things are happening for them. Okay, so this is a big group of buyers that has been buying into private property. Next, let's take a look at our Singapore saving rates. Okay, this is during one of the parliament sitting on the 12th of January that one of the MP for Bukit Panjang SMC, Mr. Liang Eng Hua, he asked the Prime Minister, in the last 5 years, what is the annual level of household net wealth and saving respectively? Wow, you asked the PM this. So luckily they got make preparation, and Mr. Taman, okay, Senior Minister and Minister in charge of MAS, reply, our household net wealth is estimated to have increased 34% between Q4 of 2017 to Q3 of last year, and they have statistics to show. Okay, imagine 34% over the last 5 years means what? And this one we are talking about trillions of dollars. Okay, these are all in billions. Last time Singapore used to have 1.7 trillion. Okay, of quarter three only, not even Q4, that means 3/4 of the year, they already have $2.3 trillion of saving. So you see, with all these savings, right, for them to come out to buy property, is it easy for them? Okay, so you can see there's a lot of liquidity, cash in their hand. These are ready to be spent. Okay, so this is something to tell you that not only that income going up, okay, now it's Singapore's saving rate is more by how much? 34%. Did our property go up by 34% from 2017 to now? Okay, so that's the question. If let's say really everybody think about using this 34% to come and buy, actually our property will have move up that much. Another interesting fact that for the past 30 years, okay, you can see that this is about almost 30 years. If let's say we talk about in 1995, if everything is at 100%, at the index of 100, take a look at how the property move versus our liquid asset move. Okay, during that time there is the this financial crisis, so it came down a bit, and after that it tried to go up. So Singapore, the price index actually didn't move so as high as the income. Income, if let's say 1995, if you are earning like 1,000, now your pay should be around like 3,000 plus. True? Okay, but there are some of the property that time 1 million. Okay, some of them now is to 1 point something million only. Okay, so this actually to tell you that income is rising faster than prices. Okay, so number of HDB reaching MOP. Oh wow, this is a big number, because remember, HDB are usually bought by young couples. Okay, and majority of young couples, if let's say they are a fresh grad, French speaking, at that kind of pay, remember when MOP come, a lot of them are being educated that they can actually afford 2 private property after they sell. So take a look at the numbers. For last year, 2021, okay, 25,000 of them reached MOP. This year, 2022, wow, we have at least 20% more than last year. Now it's 31,000 expected to MOP this year. So compared to last year, do you think that there are more people coming from HDB to buy private property? Okay, so there is an increase in this group of people for this year. Okay, next 2 years it may drop a bit, but doesn't matter. You also have to see the supply. Today I have anything for them to buy now. Okay, so this is for HDB reaching MOP this year, going to increase by how much? 20%. So HDB flats, the price and volume that have moved from when? Don't need too long. Last year to this year can already. Last year March, if you own a HDB, okay, let's say whatever it is, the index at 145. Just only this year March alone, this 1 year, okay, from 145 to about 162, they have moved more than 10%. Ooh, 500,000, any HDB that's worth 500,000 now is worth 550, 560,000 easily. So what does it mean? You got extra 50 to 60,000 cash, okay, that you're going to take back if you sell your HDB. So that means they will be saying that, hey, how come people got so much cash lah? Their income also don't have so much, but frankly, they have HDB that they hedge against. They once they buy, last time when they buy the HDB, it could cost them only about 200,000, 300,000. Today when they sell, they're selling at 500, 600, 700,000. Most of the HDB agents will have know that most of their owners, right, when they cash out easily 200 to even 500,000 cash if they sell out their HDB. So this cash to buy a private property, which need only 5%, you buy 1 million, you only need 50,000. So you got another few 100,000 to actually take it as spare, as buffer for them to buy prudently. So you can see that's why there's a lot of HDB buyers, owners actually is very inclined to sell their house to go to private, and yet they still have a safety net on their installments and any buffer in case of any uncertainties. So volume, we can see that, ooh, wow, very stable, around 2000, maybe 2000 to about 2006, 2007. So it has been around this every month. HDB is like a very consistent kind of number. There won't be a big drop, big up, but frankly speaking, we can see every month there are 2,000 over transactions. So there are a lot of people coming out from HDB. Okay, next, foreigners. For foreigners, they are very concerned about 30%. Frankly speaking, 30% is nothing, because in 2008, Singapore actually have made some amendment to our estate duty. Anybody who passed on, when you pass your property to your descendants, first thing, do they need to pay any estate duty? Okay, starting from 2008 onwards in Singapore, actually don't have to, foreigners included. So if a foreigners own a $10 million property in Singapore, they decided to give to their children, and their children inherit, they don't have to pay a single fees or tax along. This in overseas, right, usually is about 20 to 30%. If you buy any property in there, and in case somebody pass on and pass down to the next descendant, they usually have to pay 20 to 30% overseas. Okay. Next thing is capital gain tax. Singapore, do we have capital gain tax? Again, no capital gain tax. So if you buy a property now, it's 1 million. 10 years later, it becomes 2 million. You make a $1 million. You pay a single tax on the profit that you make, zero. So all these, again, back in their countries or a lot of developed countries, is 20 to 40%. So all this thing is either you pay now or you pay later. But foreigners are all very smart, because Singapore property over the last 20, 30 years only go up, which I will share with you this data. And also not only that, foreigners, a lot of them park their money in Singapore because Singapore currency is very stable. And if you park your money here and if you can get a PR status, okay, you'll know that during like pandemic, like COVID, all this, you have a way out of your country to come here to actually escape the disasters that cause. Okay, so this is something that foreigners are eyeing for, especially after COVID, right? A lot of people feel that Singapore is really a very safe place. A lot of places like Hong Kong, China, okay, Indonesia, Malaysia, frankly speaking, you look at the last few years, everything is changing any other time. So to be more stable, a lot of people like to come to Singapore to buy. And that has been true and will be true. So let's take a look at not only the property up, let's take a look at the exchange rate. Even Malaysian, 1992, 30 years ago, bring their money to come and buy Singapore property. Okay, you buy a property in 92, it will be very cheap, right? Your property will have gained in property price. And if you decided to sell this year and bring the money back, the exchange rate 30 years ago was 1.5. Today, remember, it hit 3.15. Whatever property gain, if you bring back to your country, because of the currency exchange, it doubles up. Wow, it's double win for them. So foreigners, knowing this statistic also, you take a look, it's consistently going up. That's for Malaysia. For another country, it's even better, which is Indonesia. Indonesia, if 30 years ago, you bring in the exchange rate was 1,174. 30 years down the road, now we are hitting 11,000. Oh my gosh. Wow, Indonesian, 30 years ago, buy Singapore property price went up a few folds. After that, change back to rupiah now, they instantly really become millionaire, billionaire, whatever back in their country so easily because of the currency. So see this is something that foreigners can see, that maybe Singaporeans, if you take a look at this chart, you will understand why they are still willing to buy. 30%, is it a big hindrance? No, won't be. Take a look at this. Did they earn back the 30%? They earn back 1,000% for Indonesian. So you see, so this in terms of long term, in terms of legacy planning, Singapore is a great place for them to buy. Those with Indonesian clients, please show them this chart and let them know who consistently is still going up. Next time currency for Indonesia, will it hit 20,000, hit 30,000? I think it's a matter of time, right? Do you agree? So foreigners buying into Singapore property, you can see from District 1 to 11 here is the core central region. After that, District 3 to 20, this is the rest of central region. So we can see that normally CCR is a area that foreigners, a lot of them like to buy. Okay, why they want to buy? Because frankly speaking, they don't understand the rest of central region. So they normally first thing come is to buy into the central region because that's where the CBD is, everything. So they will normally buy there first. So you can see that like District 1, Marina area. So this area have been heavily invested by them. Okay, because why? Most of them come, they go to casino, come out, they see what the sale lah, MBS lah. Okay, so that's why they always buy the area first. Okay, casino actually is a good pool that after pull them in, right? Pull their money also into that area. So you can see District 2, 9, 10, 11, can see. But something interesting is that from 2021, actually dropped significantly until single digit everywhere. Why? It's not that they are not buying, it's that they are not here. Because it's COVID, maybe they are fighting fire back in their country. So that's why it's a big drop. But this year, now that the borders have opened again, you can be very sure, okay, who don't want to come to Singapore if they can fly? Okay, everybody want to come to Singapore. If you got excess money, would you want to buy Singapore property? Yes, many will do so. So foreigners, the next few months, do take note, the numbers will definitely fly in Singapore and they'll still buy back and back to their original number or maybe even more. Okay, so this is something that foreigners, a lot of them are all coming in. Some of the foreigners over the last few years have been buying bulk in Singapore. They are paying full ABSD to them. They know that for future, right, they'll gain back all this. So take a look at come back to the supply. So Singapore supply, right, is very easy to estimate. There are only about 41 launches that can launch this year. Why? All these launches means they have bought their land last year, and for a developer to actually, after they bought the land, they need usually about at least a year to plan to launch it out in the market. So this year, whichever developer bought, they are not in time to launch this year. Whoever have bought in the last few years, we could know, and we know that possibly they can launch, and we have known the number is about 41 of them could launch. Maybe some of them want to delay a bit, but the maximum is 41, and the total number of units that they can actually launch at, also we have all the numbers, and it's at 5,282. Oh my gosh, 5,282. Is that a lot or little? I will show you this is the supply, right? Later I'll show you the demand for every year. Then you understand 5,282, is it a undersupply or oversupply? Okay, then there are some of the analysis also say that perhaps there are some of the previous launches, they haven't released their later phase. Then they want to add up the numbers and they estimate, frankly speaking, from 5,200, they estimate another 2,800. So there may be up to about 8,000 unit maximum to be launched this year only. So the magic number is whatever the new launches is 5,002 plus the remaining of the previous launch is 8,000. So this number, later you look at the demand. This is supply. Okay, this is supply. Later I show you the demand to let you know whether will it cause the price to go up or come down. Very important. Okay, pay attention. Later when it comes to that, I will highlight again. So because of the tighter supply, we can see from 2017 there is a slight surge. Okay, until this time, whereby 2020 the COVID-19 happened, everything, and now it's coming down. Okay, so as it come down, how is it going to affect the price? It's very obvious. Okay, and this is the article that is actually reported on 31st of March this year. So we also know that because due to COVID, due to a lot of logistic issues, manpower issues, property price, construction delay, all this is definitely a known thing. Government also have allowed them to delay by 1 whole year, and there's no penalty that they need to pay because of that. Okay, raw material price, frankly speaking, the war, the transportation, there's the COVID, everything is causing everything to be very hard to be brought into Singapore. So everything is going to go up, including all the material costs, all these and project delays. Salaries also go up, building material also go up, shipping fee, wow, see, went up by 400%. Okay, sometimes previously before COVID, if you have to ship in things for 100,000, now you have to pay 400,000 for the shipping cost. Okay, so it is very significant that you add on to the construction costs. So take note, construction cost increase. If you want to say that, oh, construction cost, how come suddenly last time the land they bought, now they sell so expensive? Because of all these are in. Okay, Is it going to come down? Is a big question mark. Some people say, oh, when COVID is all over, all this will come down. Frankly speaking, when COVID is over, do you expect your salary to come down? So ask yourself that if you are expecting your salary to come down, yes, perhaps the rest of things may follow. But if you are one person that you know that once salary go up, once things are up, once the profits are up, will you as a normal person or a company boss, would you want it to come down? So remember, once inflation kicks in, it go up, you normally remain high quite for some time. So developer inventory, another interesting fact is that go by per month and the number. You can see from February last month to March this year. February last year to March this year, the number actually went down every month. Is there a single month that actually got less demand than the supply? Okay, whatever was launched, they sold more. Whatever was launched, they sold more. So that's why for the whole year we can see, wow, they dropped by 5,000 already. So if this trend continue goes, what will happen to developer stock? So you have to understand, when developer got no stock, can they still be functioning? No. And when the developer are having no stock, now when there's a piece of land out there for sale, do you think they'll just buy at the valuation price, or they'll pay higher than valuation or the expected price to gain the piece of land? Frankly speaking, this is going to be a very, very interesting place to see, because developers are all going to buy very high price for all the land this year. Okay, on block owners, frankly speaking, they will say that, okay, last time they asked very high price, don't know whether it can go through or not. This year we should be seeing there are some of the high price on blocks will still have to go through, because developer are shortage of land. Okay, so take a look at for residential market. This is how the volume has been every year. So you can see for the resale and the new launch, actually every year average, 10 years average is about 22,000. Okay, and you look at the price, that can see that from 2017 has been steadily increasing. Okay, last year went up by this is a estimate, but the actual one was out already 10%. So actually this year they estimate 6 to 9%. Again, this was based on last year's info. But right now this year we can see that things are moving faster. Will it be moving higher than this? I think there's a possibility. So that is for resale, new home sale. I break it down to now because we are focusing on the new home sale. New home sale every year. Remember just now the supply is only 5,002 this year, plus the remaining stock is 8,000. But take a look at over here, average 10 years average demand. Okay, the sales 11,000. If every year average is 11,000 and you only have maximum 8,000 to sell, do you foresee 2022 is going to be a very crazy year for Singapore property market? Okay, facts don't lie. Okay, you can say, I don't expect the demands. That's how I show you the demands are there. Okay, I think there may be oversupply. The developer cannot sell. Cannot be. We already show you already. Developer have less stock. So there is all these hard facts to show you that the demand and supply, what is it happening now? Okay, so 11,000, the numbers is here, is not bluffing you. You can see for yourself. So with that, the rental market, people who are investors say, well, after I rent already, will Singapore rental will have correction, will come down? No. Over here we can see last year they estimate 6 to 8%, but it went up 10. This year actually they do foresee there's going to be more, because COVID actually recovered. More people are coming to Singapore to work, and there'll be a huge demand. Okay, starting from last year, actually, in fact, a lot of foreigners have been coming in. That's why you see the rental market for all those people doing rental. You can see that right now, right, every rental listing that you have, easily you have 20 to 50 people want to see a single unit. So that is what is happening in the rental market, and the price has been going up very, 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 very high. Okay, so this one you can check with your agent to know how much is the upside of the rental this year. So other than all this, we need to know how many private properties are going to be completed this year. Okay, it's very interesting that take a look at this. Last year, because the previous 2 years, right, there's very little completion. So you see, rental went up, the sales went up. Okay, this year 11,000 is going to be completed. Next year a little bit more, but this was in tandem with this COVID-19 recovery, that a lot of people is going to come back, and then the rental and the sales will also pick up. And after that, 2024, okay, remember 2024 and 2025, the number come down again. Why? Because the GLS land and en bloc, right, hasn't been happening for the last 1-2 years a lot. So the number will have to come down again. So if you have to buy any property that TOP in 2024, 2025, congratulations. Okay, what is going to happen then is just like exactly like around here, where the rental will just keep on moving up. If you have any other factors that push up, congratulations. On top of this, they are going to have more multiplying effect on your rental, and as an investor, frankly speaking, you are looking to a very big return. Okay, that's how we look at this this chart. So first thing, I'm going to introduce you this thing that in Singapore, everybody knows. First, a few factors that will cause the property price to go up. One of them, a very stable, consistent one, is called the MRT effect. Okay, imagine that without the MRT, there's already consistently a pool of people want to buy there. The moment MRT there means anybody who just need the MRT to commute to work, to travel, will also want to buy there. So you will see that, I give you an example, just very recent, no need too far, is that Thomson East Coast Line, part of them are operational already. So if you look at it, in this part of Thomson East Coast Line, okay, called the Upper Thomson East Coast Line, which opened last year, August, okay, before it opened and after it opened, how does it affect the new launch over there? Okay, we are talking about the new launch. Okay, so we take a look at Jetscape. Jetscape is just next to it. Okay, the Upper Thomson East Coast station. Jetscape will TOP next year. Okay, but even before next year, can you imagine? The buyer have profited already. So how is it like in 2018 when Jetscape was launched? It was launched between 2005 to 2007 PSF. Then there's this buyer who bought this unit, 1827, which is a 2-bedroom, 646 square feet, bought in at 1.12. During that time, 1007 PSF. Come on, 2018. Do you know this is a super high record in this area in Shun Fu? 1007 PSF. Pishan also, that time it was a long time to sell at this price. Jetscape, no MRT, no shopping center. Buyer buy at 1007. Frankly speaking, did he make a good choice? He made a good choice because he already understands that it's a Thomson East Coast Line coming up. Okay, so he bought in, and before the MRT opened in August, there is another transaction of a 2-bedroom, 1518, slightly bigger area 2-bedroom. Okay. Sold at 1.27. That one about 1006 plus. Okay, because it is a bigger size, so normally per square foot is slightly lower. Okay, but nevertheless, when the MRT opened in August, our dear friend 1827 sold the property at 1.26 at 1009. Come on, you bought at record high price, you still can sell at even a higher price. What does it mean? It means this investor is a very smart investor. They understand this MRT effect. Okay, people understand these when you buy, people tell you you buy high price, you are not afraid because you understand it better than the person who tell you that you buy high price. Okay, people who say that he buy a high price now today is like, oh my gosh, you say I should have bought together with him, correct? And because of that, he made a 12% increase before TOP, and during TOP he haven't paid a full amount of 1.12. It's just only part of it also. Okay, maybe he's just servicing loan and installment is just only like $1,000, $2,000, and now when he cash it out, he cash out 12%. Meaning that if let's say during that time, if it's he pay down 20%, right, 12%, he make about 60% return on his investment. Fantastic, right? That is how this MRT effect is. Okay, I'm going to share with you another one. Is called the TOP effect. Okay, why a lot of people like to buy new launches? Why people say new launch expensive? Why you should buy? Because they understand this thing is what TOP effect. Because you yourself ask yourself, do you prefer to stay in a new house or you like to stay in a 20, 30 years old house? When you buy old house, you need to renovate a lot. But new house, when it comes, everything is new. The surrounding is new. The feel is good. So a lot of young people, a lot of upgraders, they usually like to buy from this first owner who bought from developer first. So TOP effect. Again, I use Thomson East Coast Line as an example, but this time around, this Thomson East Coast Line is not open yet. It's happening at Siglap Station, which is going to open in 2024. Okay, 2024, then it open. And which project am I talking about? It is called Seaside Residence, which TOP last year. Okay, Seaside Residence, when it launched in 2017, it was launched at 2004 to 2009. Okay, I am the project IC over there. Everybody asked me, Vincent, do you think that is a good investment to buy Seaside Residence? I just tell them, close two eyes, just buy. Why? MRT coming up. The layout of Seaside Residence is something that no other project can compare. And look at the view on both sides. It's very nice, and a lot of people buy. The launch day is crazy. Today you don't want, the next minute somebody will take the unit. And this owner in April 2017, the day of the launch, they bought this stack. It's the O3 stack. It's a 2-bedroom, 829 square feet. He bought at 1.453. It's about 1,007 PSF. Okay. Over there, during that time, there wasn't any launch for the last 10 years. Okay. And nobody got any record. Everybody look at the condos that's nearby. Nothing near to 1,007. Even 1,001, 1,002 also rare. So when Seaside launched at 1,007, everybody's saying, "Xiao, this price so high, sure lose money." I say, no, you need to understand. We are next to the MRT. We are just beside the beach. Our view is fantastic. And this is called District 15. You have to understand the profile and the area that you're buying in, and you'll see the reward down the road. So he bought. Okay. And what happened? Last year, June, after he TOP, after that, he sold at 1.775. 2001 PSF. Oh my gosh. When they buy this, does he even expect to be 2001? He don't know. He just say that you go up. Okay, Vincent said can go up. Okay, but how much you go up? It went up by 22%. Is it a good investment? See, this is called the TOP effect. You buy when the developer launch. After a TOP, you sell to the person who wants to stay inside there. Look at how much he'll pay you. Is it better than you keep your money in the bank, keep your money in the bond, or keep your money in any other investment? This is so stable. Okay, price only keep on going up. Okay, is this one of the best investment in seaside residence? Actually, it's not. Another buyer who bought lower floor than this first investor, bought 1103, two-story lower. Okay, he bought slightly cheaper, 1,731 PSF. But he sell. Okay, investment is always about the duration and when you enter and when you sell. Last year, market condition is good, but this year condition is even better. So 1103 actually was sold in January this year. At how much? 1.93. 2003 PSF. Come on. Hello. For the last 5 years, does this buyer, when he buy, know that he's going to sell at 2003? No. But it's because after TOP, everybody is talking about seaside residence. Seaside residence is 99 or freehold. 99. Everybody, when they go and buy, do they actually look at that? Actually, a lot of them, when it's nice, right, they don't mind. They'll just buy. And buy how much? 2003 PSF. Ooh. Come on, this one. How much percent he make? He make more than the amount that he actually put into seaside residence if he's taking a full load. So see, and this one haven't optimized yet because the MRT effect is not in yet. So this is to tell you, District 15, look at the upside. Over the last few years, it has been consistently going up. The new projects are getting so popular. Why? There isn't much last few years. Okay, and when this seaside residence TOP really is the top of the town, even until now, even my daughters, they are talking about it. Okay, so you can imagine this is so because as long as you have a good location and all these things are coming up, everybody will want it. They'll pay a high price for it. And last, okay, we talk about freehold 99. Wow. So, is freehold the best investment only, or 99ers can be good? Okay, I'm going to show you something that you need to understand from developers' point of view. If they buy a freehold land, will they sell to you at a cheap price? No. If they buy a 99 years land, will they worry that you'll compare with the freehold that they cannot sell higher than the freehold price, right? So they will have to sell lower than freehold price. But ultimately, when the buyers next time see, it's ultimately freehold 99 important. If you buy cheaper, you can have a greater upside. Another thing is the layout of the place. But today we are just focusing on 99 and freehold. And I'm going to give you an example to show you that actually in the same area, we are not going to compare north against south, east against west. We are going to compare District 15 and District 15 during the same period. During that time, if you have bought a freehold, if you bought a freehold at Amber Sky, good, it makes money, it's profitable. Buying property in Singapore, new launch, frankly speaking, rarely sell. You will rarely lose money, but it's a matter of whether which one will go more. So for Amber Sky freehold, which was launched in 2015, TOP in 2017. There's this buyer who bought in this unit 1801. Okay, this one he bought in at 2.49, 1008 PSF. Okay, there's in this year February. Okay, this unit was sold 2001 PSF. As a return, not bad, 15.6 over 6 years. Also good, right? Better than bank. I think anything better than bank is good investment already. Okay, consider those people who always park the money in the bank. So then there's another unit, smaller unit. There's bought in November 2017, 1704, 1119. Okay, this is 2.3 million. It bought at 2066 PSF. It was sold this year. Okay, and when you sell this year, they sold at 2.55. Oh, good. Also make money. 2002. Okay, so they make about 10% over 4.5 years. Relatively good. Okay, I'm trying to say that I'm not saying that Amber Sky is not a good thing to buy. It's good. It's freehold. You like it, buy. It's okay. You make money, good. Congratulations. This is something that's good. But for some people who understand something better, okay, somebody who buy a seaside residence, which is a 99 years, like just now example, launched in 2017, TOP last year. Again, I'm going to use this 1103. Okay, for this buyer who bought in 2007 and sell 2003. Can you see that District 15, Amber Sky, okay? Amber Sky at Amber Road area versus seaside residence at Sea Club area. Okay, if you understand on the priority, right? Okay, Mayor Road in District 15 is always the #1 highly sought condo area. Okay, Arthur Road, Mountbatten, that area is considered first cluster that is most prime in District 15, followed by Amber. Seaside residence is Sea Club. Sea Club are all like reclaimed land, and all the properties over there are 99 years. And frankly speaking, in terms of District 15, in terms of prime is Mayor, right? Sea Club is by right the tail end of District 15. But look at the investment return. Can you imagine it? And investment return, who would ever think that 99 years at the tail end of District 15 outperform some freehold property in the more prime area during the same period? Is it during the same period? April 2017, okay, January 2022, okay, November 2017, April 2022. This January 2022, this April. So during the same period, freehold, UU 10.2. This 99 year, UU 34. Okay, so investment is always about when you enter, what you buy, and what is the potential upside and income. Okay, so this is to show you that if you have the mindset of buying freehold, please go ahead, continue on freehold. But if you are open for 99 years, you can see I have shown you statistic 99 years. We look at the data. If you have a choice to wind back to 2017, where would you have queued up to buy your property? Okay, so this is something, and always take note in terms of the layout, the facing, all this is important. Okay, so that is how you choose between your investment property. Okay, so having said that, let me just round up by showing you some other interesting thing that with that, how would you think 2022 is going to be like? Back to this chart, so you can see that it's up to you to decide which direction you think is going to go up or down or flat. Okay, but for my take, if let's say there's a choice, I would say that this is the direction it should be going up this year. Okay, Singaporean, we are very good in 10-year series, 5-year series, 20-year series, but today I'm going to give you a 30-year series. 10-year series for what? For taking exam. If you know the last 10 years, what kind of exam question come? Do you think that by memorizing, by understanding it, you will ace this year in the exam? If you have 20 years, it's good. But if you have 30-year series, is it going to be lucky better? Okay, than everything, 10 years. So for 30 years, take a look at this chart. Okay, the resilience of Singapore property market, we can see for the last 30 years from about 1993. Okay, during the time, from this kind of price, it soars up. So until Asian crisis, it came down. After that, .com, it goes up a little. After that, the SARS periods brought it down. Okay, during this time, the high inflation caused a big rise. And after that, the Lehman Brothers mini bond crisis brought it down. After which, what thing brought it up? This is the stimulus plan, US worldwide stimulus plan. US printed $3 trillion, $3 trillion over 5 years. Remember, 3 trillion over 5 years to bring the whole market up, Singapore upside. Cooling measures, this is not caused by any crisis out there. It's caused by Singapore government controlling the people here that don't over leverage. It came down a bit. Okay, then after that, from here, COVID happened. After that, now goes up. And something interesting is that, remember, I just now say that 5 years US printed 3 trillion. What happened during COVID? Singapore actually pumped in 100 billion into Singapore, which has never happened, right? So, wow, 100 billion, why is it going to happen to Singapore property market? Is what you are seeing now. A lot of liquidity come in, it pushes everything up. But interestingly, in US itself, when COVID happened, okay, if you know Donald Trump actually they approved a one-time $5 trillion, okay, the plan to actually save the economy in 1 year, or the instant, that time when he snapped the finger, $5 trillion. When Lehman Brothers happened, 5 years to print $3 trillion. When COVID happened, in that same year, $5 trillion is more than the $3 trillion. So with that tsunami of liquidity into the market, what do you think is going to happen to all the asset class? When that happens, frankly speaking, inflation going up actually is already a well-known. How high, frankly speaking, you can see 3 trillion, 5 years, 1 year, 5 trillion. Do you think that is going to have a greater impact? Singapore, 100 billion in the whole history of Singapore never happened, and it ever happened all in COVID, and now we are recovering from it. What will happen to all this liquidity? Guess where you'll go. So with that, right, you can throw away a lot of your economy textbook, because all these things never record inside the textbook, but it's happened inside, and we can see from this chart that where is it going. So from here, where do you think is it going, and at what speed is it going? Okay, I share with you, you analyze, you decide for yourself. Okay, you can share with and talk to your agents, and you can discuss over it, and after that, make a good decision for 2022. Okay, so this is something very important, and I hope you like what I share to you. Okay, so another thing is that some people say, no, I still want to wait and see. Okay, Vincent, it's okay. There are some launches now, which I think I don't want to jump in. I want to wait for the future one. Slightly after that, further this year, next year, I think there are still launches, right? I want to go for that. Again, 10-year series, 20-year series, 30-year series, and now I just need to give you this 1-2 year series for this land. Okay, today at District 15, a lot of them, they know we have 3 sites that right now already have sold to the developer. One of them, take a look right now at the bottom, this blue ring, this is called the Liv MB. How much was the price that the developer bought from the ex-owner? 1280 PSF PPR. So, you know, this is the base price that the developer pay. So they have to add in the construction cost, they have to add in their profit, they have to add in a lot of cost, tax, all this. So then they have to come up with their selling price. So at 1280, this is the base price. Next, take a look at this red ring. This is where? This is at Jalan Tembusu. Somebody said, ooh, CDL bought Jalan Tembusu, but they bought in at a higher price, 1302. Vincent, it's just only a $22 per square foot difference only. But you take a look at the location of Tembusu, where is the nearest MRT? Remember, when you buy a new launch, a few of the things that will cause the price to go up. One of them is MRT, very important, very consistent one. From here, you look, you can either walk to Dakota, you can walk down to Tanjung Katong, or you can walk up to Paya Lebar. The nearest, I think, is Dakota, which I think over here, easily, I think 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes in property terms is not a walking distance. Okay, it's not a walking distance. MRT don't have huge effect on this property, remember. Live at MB. How far away from the Katong Park future MRT station? Okay, it's just a 3 minutes walk. Is it having the MRT effect? Yes, it have. Okay, and next, there's one last one that, hey, there's a freehold called Tiam Siu Avenue. They bought in at 1,440 Tiam Siu, and remember they have a freehold. So in terms of price, of these 3, which developer could launch at the most reasonable price? Okay, you decide for yourself. This is 1280, 1003, and this is 1004. In terms of MRT, take a look at these 2 locations. To walk to MRT, is it as convenient as here? And remember, even though they are also in District 15, okay, you look at where is it to the best prime area they are, which is happening here. How far are they, or are they in it? So that will constitute to the future price that you can sell. Okay, the people will pay. So if you decided to wait for these two, what happened by the time you go there? You realize the price is so high. You realize the condition is different. You realize there are new measures the government have in place that perhaps is affecting your decision to even purchase there. And this has more or less fully sold. Okay, so you realize that you have missed a golden opportunity. So for Liv MB, frankly speaking, is clearly very, very clear that is one of the best Eastern property that is right now available for purchase. Okay, the launch is going to be next week. This weekend is going to be the last weekend. So I hope that you can make appointment to come down and take a look, and come and take a look at the finishing and the layout. I think it will impress you a lot. Okay. There is another GLS land that was released this year, and they are actually the closing tender will be June this year. Is at Daman. Okay, Daman is actually land. You look at the shape of the land, you can tell. Okay, and how much is it expected to be sold at? 1,003 to 1,004, 99 years. Okay, this area compared to our area, you can see this is in terms of accessibility, walking distance to Dakota MRT, but it's further than us. Okay, although it looks so near, but from the entrance to walk down, I see that people actually estimate it's about 6 to 7 minutes walk away from the site. There is eateries there. Okay, there's this road. Okay, but in fact, when this is going to be bought in at 1,004 or even higher, I think then you realize this plot of land is going to sell more higher than Liv MB. Okay, so much about the property outlook in Singapore for 2022, also the Eastern. So right now, I'm going to take some time to show you about Liv MB and why is it so wonderful for you to actually pay us a visit and consider this in your investment list or your for sale. So first thing, Bukit Sembawang is the developer, and this developer is a well-known developer that actually do a lot of luxurious residences. Okay, they have Skyline Residences, they have Vermont, they have Ventura and Patterson Street. This is all in District 9. Then they have landed homes in Luxus Hill, Waterclove, okay, Lengkok Angsa and Mimosa Terrace. So they have been well known in doing high-end properties, landed properties. So they understand how the rich people feel and what kind of quality they like. Okay, they have won multiple awards and they are very reputable in Singapore. So Liv MB, the story, how it begins is that to design a nice property, you need to have a very nice and strong team. The architect actually used this Mountbatten story of the first coastal millionaire rose, whereby when it started in 1850, Singapore was founded in 1819. After 30 over years, the local rich people are formed, and when the local rich people are here, where do they like to stay? They all stay in Mountbatten area, and this was how the house looked like. Okay, a very big house. They have a nice lawn in front, and this is the entrance of the road. Okay, using this concept, they developed Liv MB to let you have a feel of how the first millionaire in Singapore, how they live. Yeah, so they have a nice, beautiful lawn, and this is like mirror, like last time their own house. That's how they live. Every time when you come back, you drop at the grand. If any of the guests drop off at the drop-off area, right? They will see this right in front of their eye. Okay, so the location of Liv MB is very exclusive. You can see that there's one side you are facing the landed enclave. Okay, and this area is totally unblocked. Okay, at the side here is a conservation bungalows, also is unblocked. So it's very nice. Location wise, we are just in between Mountbatten Road and Meyer Road. So it's one of the best area in District 15. The MRT, you can see that we are 3 minutes walk from Katong Park MRT. Right now, the stage 3 is opening by end of this year, and stage 4 is going to open in 2 years' time. So we are in stage 4. This is a connectivity map of Katong, of the new Thomson East Coast Line. And interestingly, we are here, and I'm going to blow up and share with you something interesting, is that there is Katong Park MRT. After it's done already, there is another line. And when you see this, right, you know, future is actually going to be an interchange. Okay, to be an interchange, right, it'll be very vibrant and there'll be a lot of activities around the station. So we do expect that Katong Park MRT is going to be one of the vibrant MRT station and the interchange for this area. So walking around, we also can see that there's always a lot of nice schools around. Okay, walking to East Coast Park, okay, if you walk by a longer road, this is about 30 minutes. Some of them, they say they can cut through here, about 10 minutes, you'll reach East Coast Park. Okay, then of course, you have the sports hub around here, and then you have Katong B. Driving around from Liv MB, right, it takes you less than 30 minutes to go to any checkpoint, and 16 minutes to reach Changi Airport. So it's very, very nearby. So all around us, we are expecting the very stone throw to city. The luxurious kind of activities are all around you. Okay, you can see all the world-class leisure choice are all next to you also. So Mountbatten area is actually having a lot of rich heritage, whereby you can see a lot of old shops and the way that how heritage actually left behind and they still continue there. It's all happening around East Coast Mountbatten area. There are a lot of modern shopping centers, and there are plentiful of good schools that's all around. Okay, so these are places where a lot of people will still go and they want to stay nearby. And interestingly, Liv MB happened to be in the Singapore vision to actually create this vision in Singapore. One of them is actually the Greater Southern Waterfront. Second is the Kallang Master Plan, and Liv MB happened to be at this Kallang Master Plan, whereby there's a lot of sports facilities that they are promoting greenery, and the parks, all these are being developed. And the last one is actually for a green plan for East Coast, which is nearby at the airport area. So Liv MB, the heritage and the history goes back all the way 170 years ago to 1850. That's where the first colonial bungalows are built around here, and how East Coast used to be. And this actually shows the Singapore Chinese Swimming Club. They used to be part. They swim near the sea. Okay, and then from here, Liv MB used to be Katong Park Tower. It was en bloc, and then after that, right now, it's going to become Liv MB. So the building is very beautiful. The architect done a good job, okay, to actually design it very livable and very favorable for all the residents that are staying inside there. So this is where the grand drop-off is. Like just now what I show you, you can mirror that from here. You can see the lawn, and this is the house of the old millionaires. Okay, so this is a big lawn that actually mirror. This is actually a clubhouse. There is a dining pavilion next to it, and there are indoor and outdoor gym. And then here is the main pool. Okay, you can see some of the perspective. Is very beautiful, this whole place. Okay, these are our dining area. Okay, one thing that Liv MB have that none other projects in District 15 have is an infinity pool. Okay, they have this infinity pool on the 20th floor, which overlooks the Lennon Enclave, and it's totally unblocked. It's very beautiful. People who stay here, okay, when you go up there, take an Instagram, take a picture and post it on Instagram, Facebook, or anywhere. I think everybody will be wondering, wow, this is a very beautiful project. Wow, where is this? And by then they'll know it's Liv MB. Okay, so this is how the finishing is like. Okay, this is one of the dining area. This dining area is very beautiful and it overlooks the sunset. Beautiful kind of setting. So Liv MB actually will give you concierge service. They have smart home features and smart community living, making it very easy for all the residents to access to all the kind of features that they have. So Liv MB, this is the data. We have total 298 units. Okay, the lease actually started only November 2021 last year. Okay, but it's going to TOP in 2024 quarter 4. Okay, so actually, in fact, when it TOP, right, it's only 3 years old. This is able to do so because of this COVID. They actually extended they actually started this tenure late. Okay, so this is a plus point for also people who buy into this Liv MB. So the units mix, this is how it looks like. Our unit actually from 1 bedroom 495 all the way to the biggest is 1668 for 4 bedroom, and this is the number of units, and total is 298. Okay, you can see the architect is Arc Studio, landscape architect is Ong and Ong. So main con is Lim Moon Heng. Okay, so and these are all the consultants that is involved with Liv MB. Maintenance fee is very reasonable. For 1 bedroom is 340, 2 bedroom 400, 3 and 4 bedroom, right, are all private lift, have all private lift, and you only pay 470 to 544. Okay, so this is how the building looks like. Very nice. Okay, so this is the site plan. This is where the Sky Lounge on the 11th floor and the 20th floor. The 20th floor is whereby here the infinity pool. Okay, so here over here you can see that our in between blocks is minimum 54 meters. Very, very, very far. Most of the condos, if they are 30, 35 meters, they already say it's far. But this is 54. So you have maintained a very good privacy when you're having the pool view and in between blocks. Okay, on this side, on the right side that's facing Mountbatten, okay, is basically unblocked. How about this block? This block towards the next block, having a 29 to 30 over meters, there is also another like 10 meters, 20 meters before the next building is, which is also main place is actually lower. So basically, you also have quite a good distance between the buildings behind and in between. Okay, so for Liv MB, you'll see the configuration of the bedroom. Here we have all the 1 bedrooms. Then the other here is 2 bedroom. The other block, this whole block is pure 2 bedrooms. And then for the lower floor of the other 2 blocks are all 3 bedrooms. This is until 10th floor, where the Sky Terrace is at 11th floor, and this one is until 12. On the higher floor, that's where the 4 bedrooms are, 12 to 19, and here 14 to 19 are 4 bedrooms. Okay, and here are some of the neighboring projects and the maximum height. Okay, so this is from Liv MB. On ground level, you look backwards towards the buildings that's next to you. So you can see actually it's the side of the building that's looking at our side. So basically, the privacy is maintained. This is aerial view of towards the city. You'll see that actually you can see it's very unblocked. Okay, and over here is National Stadium, and this is and also this city is here. So when National Day comes, when there's fireworks, right, you'll see all the fireworks at the comfort of your home or at the project itself. Okay, for this side facing. So in terms of layout, right, 1 bedroom has a very excellent layout. Very long time we haven't seen that there is an enclosable kitchen for 1 bedroom. Okay, and also in the bedroom, in the kitchen, right, there is a window that you can open up. For the living and dining, they have 6 panels of window. So having that, we have a very excellent cross ventilation, knowing that because all the units are north-south facing. Okay, for the bathroom, for 1 bedroom, it also have a window, so you can actually let the moisture go out. Okay, so this is very good because it's like an enclosed kitchen, excellent ventilation. Okay, they have the dual access bathroom. Okay, and they got very sizable bedroom for you to stay in. That's for 1 bedroom. For 2 bedroom deluxe, we have 2 bedroom and 2 bathroom. Again, also this kitchen is enclosable, and they have a window at the kitchen, and you have a 7-panel window at the living and dining. Cross ventilation, north-south facing, so it's also going to be excellent. The common bedroom is big enough to put a queen size bed. Okay, and here is a bath. The bathroom have window there. This is a master bath, and this is a master bedroom. Master bedroom is quite spacious. This is a king size bed, and you can see there's a lot of walking space. Okay, for 3 bedroom deluxe, okay, they come with privately for 3 bedroom and 4 bedroom upwards. So from here, once you exit out from the lift door, is your private lift lobby. There is an access to go to a common lift over here, and there is a door over here before you enter into your house. Once you enter a house, the dry kitchen is on the right side, wet kitchen here, and you have a household shelter at behind here. And over here there is a WC also. So living room, okay, very white design. You have a nice balcony, which they have an option for you to buy the balcony screen. When you enclose it, you can actually put your dining set inside here. So you free up a whole living area. So your dining set over here can once if you replace to here can be a study, or it can be like a piano that you can put around here. For the 2 common rooms, okay, you can see it's so big. It's bigger than 10 square meter. So you can easily fit in a queen size bed and have plenty of walking space for the common rooms. Okay, then outside here is the common bathroom. And then on the end here is the master bedroom. Master bedroom is very huge. With a king size bed, you still have plenty of walking space, wardrobe on this side, and the ensuite bathroom is here. Okay, so this is for 3 bedroom. Okay, all the 3 and 4 bedroom, right? Inside the master bathroom come with a safe. Okay, they provide a safe and they got compartmentalized drawers for you to put your accessories. For 4 bedroom deluxe, okay, it's very nice also. When you go to the show flat, you can actually take a look. Once you enter into the private lift lobby, it opens up to see living, dining, and the dry kitchen area. This is very long. Total, it have a span of about 7.7 meters, which is very wide, and it gives you a very wide feeling. Okay, this kitchen is enclosable at the time of purchase. Then there's a wet kitchen over here. From the wet kitchen, there is a door to go to the common area. Okay, again, this balcony is very spacious. You can put your dining set over here to free up this space. Then you have 2 common bedrooms, which is good enough to put queen size bed. And then your junior master is here with ensuite bathroom. And for the master for this design 1668 4 bedroom deluxe, you have a very luxurious bathroom. You got a he and her sink. You got a long bath here, and you got standing shower. Okay, and for 4 bedrooms, right? Our sanitary fittings are all polished French gold, so it gives you a very luxurious feeling when you go into all the bathrooms. Okay, and over here you have your master bedroom, which the view is fantastic. Okay, for all the 4 bedrooms, you have the comfort of enjoying fireworks from your bed, because this is where they face the fireworks view. Okay, so with that, I come to the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention, and I will see you at the show flat. Okay, great. Thank you.